Yo, what's up? Yo, what up? Yo, yo, what's up? Yo, hey, yo, yo, yo. Huh? All right, so today we're gonna get into paint, the paint node. We kind of took a peek at it, took a peek yesterday at the paint node, played around a little with it. Today we're gonna play around a little more with the paint node. Let's load up Davinci Resolve. Get rid of Cat. I'll see you later, Cat. Huh? Alright, new project, day 18. I should name this day 18 paint. Paint. And let's load up a diffusion clip. Putting it over here. Putting this back on the timeline. I don't know if that's super necessary, but until someone corrects me, I'll just keep doing that. And then we got our media out right here. Oh, let me turn on the chat overlay so I can see. All right, cool. All right, and one other thing, I want to get a drink. I want to get some water. One sec. All right, cool. Cool. All right. So here we are. Let's get started. Start with the Davinci Resolve manual, paint, overview. This chapter describes how to use Fusion's non-destructive paint tool to repair images, remove objects, and add creative elements. That's kind of what I did yesterday. I was playing around with the elements, kind of seeing some options, some ways of creatively directing hand-drawn elements. So we're going over the paint overview, types of paint nodes, setting up the paint node workflow, editing paint strokes in the modifiers tab, animating and tracking paint strokes, and painting a clean mat. Let's get started. Paint overview. The paint node is a procedural paint tool, which means that each paint stroke is a live editable object that's drawn with properties that you can mix and match to address a wide variety of painting tasks. You can use it to paint masks, retouch images, perform beauty work, clone out objects, or even create motion graphics. Each element of a paint stroke can be altered long after you apply it. Since strokes are editable, you can apply, change, ignore, delete, and even reorder them in a node tree. There are two types of paint nodes in Fusion. We got the paint node is a full-featured, creative and retouch vector-based paint tool that requires an input on which to paint. The mask paint node lets you specifically paint an alpha channel to limit the area of an effect. It allows you to create paint strokes on an alpha channel without needing to have an input. The paint node is located in the paint category of the effects library. The mask paint node is located in the mask category of the effects library. The main difference between these two paint tools is that the mask paint tool only paints on an alpha channel, so there are no channel selector buttons. The paint tool can paint on any or all channels. The majority of this chapter covers the paint node, since it shares identical parameters and settings with the mask paint node. Setting up the paint node. The paint node has two inputs, typical of most Fusion nodes. The orange input background is the primary input for connecting the canvas or image to paint on, while the second blue input is an effect mask. Unlike the mask paint node, the paint node requires a background input to begin painting. Oh, and there's another thing. I need to update my stream name on Twitch. Yup. Because that hasn't been changed for a while, and I think it says... I think it says we're on day 16, when really this is day 18. Can you believe it? 18 days. 18 days of viewing of streaming for 3 hours at a clip. We're gonna go on to hour 54 today. We're gonna hit hour 54. I was saying at the beginning when I started streaming, like, 250 hours, and that's how long it takes for me to get good. So this is only hour 50, 52. I'm already getting real familiar with the whole workflow, the whole layout of the program, streaming in general, getting more comfortable with that. Day 18. Davinci Resolve manual speedrun, day 18. Alright. Anything else here I could update? Probably, but maybe I should consider that off stream. Save your guys' time. Done. Okay, so that's updated. Let's get back to reading here. Setting the paint node's resolution. Setting the resolution. No matter how you use the paint node in your node tree, the paint node assumes the resolution of the background image, input image, as your working resolution for that operation. Similar with what we've seen with other nodes, is similar with the merge node, in fact, is it will take the background as the canvas size that you're working on for that node. Although the paint tool is in fact resolution independent, and you can change this assigned resolution at any time, it's essential to make sure you properly set the resolution of your media you're working with, because it will affect operations such as motion tracking that you'll want to use as part of your paint workflow. Because of this, the paint node requires a background input to set the resolution of the canvas you'll be painting upon. To do this, you can set up a paint node in the node tree in one of two ways. Painting directly on an image or using paint as the foreground. Oh, okay. So painting directly on an image, you can connect the image you want to paint on directly to the background input of the paint node. Here, let's go look for some sweet footage to paint on. Some painterly footage. What makes footage painterly? I don't know. Stock footage. Money. I want to paint on money. Paint on home fitness concept. It's moving a little too fast. Business people, handshake, and success. An eyeball? Oh, I feel like maybe an eyeball would be cool to paint on. Yeah, I have an idea for that. Okay. Let's do that. It's 4K footage, so that's kind of... We don't necessarily need to be working with 4K, or we don't necessarily want to be working with 4K. But whatever, let's do it. Let's put it here in our folder, and we can bring that in here. You can right click, Control I does the trick. Control I close up. Is it not done yet? Oh, it's still downloading. Oh, I got a lot of things going on. I'm uploading, downloading. Network is busy. Still downloading. Okay. It'll be done in 10 seconds. So you can do a media in and then have a paint node directly. Let's see. It seems like you do need footage though. Almost done. Here it is. And here it is. And here it is. We got an eyeball. And we're going to have a paint node. And we're going to connect it just like that. We're going to put... I mean, I guess we could put it to the media out. And then I guess we put this over here. It's the same thing. Okay. And where this is 4K, I'm going to turn down the timeline resolution a lot to quarter. And render cache to user. I saw a video, it was like a year and a half old now. But it said like that Fusion doesn't properly cache. I gotta look into these settings, the playback settings. I saw something about like how the render cache doesn't really work the way you'd think it works within the Fusion page. Fusion memory cache is on. Yeah, and then if we really need to, we could pre-render it. But I think what I want to do is resize, right? Resize. Okay, and I had the settings from last time. And then, yeah, nothing else. That's what we wanted. Oh, that's kind of freaky. It's such a close-up. Okay, so what are we doing? We're gonna paint on the eyeball. Let's try and make something cool today, though. Like, let's try... yeah. Let's just try and make some cool effect. Last time we had our paint... After the last episode, we had paint, and then we had, like, a glow that was applied after the paint. And then the paint was actually merged. This way we can do it like this. Like this, yeah. And so now we can have effects applied under here. So it was rays. Was it rays? Light rays. Uh-huh. And so if we draw... Let's just bring this up full screen. And get rid of that. Okay, so if we're going to have our paint node, we draw here. Huh? Oh. Nope. Oh. Oh. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Okay, put this over here, I guess. And now we're gonna be able to paint directly on. But we're not getting anything. What's the protocol here? What am I doing wrong? Don't want light rays selected. What if we, okay, disconnect this for now for a sec. Let's just bypass this. All right, so we were drawing, but for some reason, huh? Excuse me. All right, so we got this paint bucket. Okay, we also have this. Oh, that's interesting. Stroke duration. I guess we're gonna read about this, aren't we? But I assume that's frames, isn't it? Stroke controls, size. Yeah, I wanna get the size of this. What? Oh, I thought that was an eraser. Okay, here we go. Size of the, what? Okay. Okay, we're back in action. Let's reorientate ourselves with this, with our trusty, our handy Davinci Resolve manual here. So setting the paint node's resolution. We just set that, we resized it. And the paint node is settings, yeah. Painting directly on an image, using paint as the foreground in a merge composite. Okay. That might be what we're trying to do here. So an alternate setup is to use a background node to set the resolution for the paint node. Compositing. Oh, that's right. They just said that you have to have a, if you want to use it just how I was trying to use it, you have to merge it with a background first to set the resolution. And this background, we check it's 1920 by 1080, so it's gonna work. We could combine it like this, combine it to this. The background could just be transparent. So all we're getting from this background layer is the dimensions, is the screen size. And now it works how we expected. Okay, that's the way. Cool. And then I do want to just check this real quick. Okay, if I just do one thing, it's gonna stay for 5 frames. Yeah. Cool. 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 Cool, cool, cool. So we just set it up like this. And then setting this up requires some configuration of the nodes, as we just discovered. The background node must be fully transparent, and unless you are doing something simple like using the stroke tool set to color to paint over an image, which is exactly what I was setting up, you must drag the image you want to clone or smudge into the source tool field in the painter node's inspector. These steps are described in detail later in this chapter. Yeah. So that's the advanced stuff, I guess. We do it here, and then with brush shape. Brush shape can be an image. Oh. So paint node workflow. You begin painting by first selecting the paint stroke type from the paint toolbar above the viewer. There are 10 stroke types to choose from, as well as 2 additional tools for selecting and grouping paint strokes. The stroke types and tools are described in detail in Chapter 111, Paint Node, in the Davinci Resolve reference manual, which we'll be reading eventually down the road, I think. Maybe not, actually. The Fusion reference manual. Yeah, I think we get to that. Oh, Chapter 111, yeah. The primary tool for painting and cloning is the stroke tool. The stroke tool is a fully animatable and editable, man, those two words, vector-based paint stroke, and initially uses a duration of the entire global range. I thought the duration is default set to 1 frame. Maybe they updated that. I forgot to update this. Select the correct paint stroke type. Instead of having multiple dedicated paint nodes for different operations, the procedural nature of Fusion's paint tool means there is just one tool with a variety of different stroke types. Each stroke type serves a different purpose. The paint toolbar above the viewer allows you to choose between different stroke types and drawing tools. These are grouped into a few categories. Single frame stroke types. The multi-stroke and clone multi-stroke are explicitly designed for single frame retouching paint jobs, like removing raindrops in a shot that's supposed to be a sunny day, or removing scratch marks and dust when restoring vintage content. When handling these types of shots, these types of jobs, these two multi-stroke options are faster than the other stroke types, but they're not editable later on. This means you must set up the size and function of the brush, as well as the duration for the paint stroke before you paint. Yeah. So we were playing around with that. The duration is here. The size, softness. The duration of each of these stroke types is 1 frame by default. Oh, okay. And then, but this can be changed using the stroke duration slider in the inspector. Multi-stroke and clone multi-stroke are basically the same tools, except clone multi-stroke automatically configures the tool for cloning. In contrast, oh wait, so is that like cloning, like Photoshop clone, where it will reference, let's see, which one, where is it? Clone, circular, image, pixel, square, soft, clone. Opacity, just like overlay, still source time. If I put the source time to 43, which is the frame I'm looking at right now, and then what? And then what? I don't know. So that's the clone source, but I don't know how to use it yet. Editable stroke types. The stroke and polyline are similar in that they can be modified and animated at any time. Also, they both begin with a duration lasting the entire comp. But that can also be changed using the keyframes editor. The stroke tool, one of the most flexible editable stroke types you'll use for many tasks, is the stroke, because it is fully animatable and editable. Animatable and editable. And edible, you can eat it. Animatable, editable, and edible. You can animate all elements of the stroke, and you can use the right on, right off parameters to control how the stroke appears on screen. You can also connect to a tracker from the center point of the stroke if you want to. There's a spider on my wall. It's a little small one, but yeah. If you if you want to make the stroke follow specific on-screen motion. You can use a tracker from the center point of the stroke. If you want to make the stroke follow specific on-screen motion, you can connect a tracker from the center of the stroke if you want to make the stroke follow a specific on-screen motion. I don't know what that means. Just you can track in your strokes so that it's just a little more in place. Is that what that is? What that's for? By default, the stroke type does not expose control points for the shape of the path. You can move and track the center and rotation of the stroke, but the individual control points that create the spline are hidden. To reveal the control points, you can open the stroke controls at the bottom of the inspector and click the Make Editable button. Although the stroke type is the most flexible, that flexibility can come at a performance penalty if you're painting hundreds of strokes on a frame. So if you're painting a whole lot on the frame, it can start to drag on the system. For larger numbers of strokes that do not need to be animated, it's better to use multi-stroke or clone multi-stroke, as these are more processor efficient. More optimization workflow type suggestions there. Man, stroke is not something that was even on my radar before reading this today. The polyline stroke acts more like a drawing tool than a paintbrush. The polyline stroke acts more like a drawing tool than a paintbrush. It includes the same functionality as the stroke tool, except that it is created not by dragging or painting like a paintbrush, but by clicking to create a spline path, as you do with masks and motion paths, without even creating a stroke in the viewer. The polyline stroke can connect to existing polylines like a mask or a motion path. If a motion path is published, right-clicking on the shape animation label at the bottom of the polyline stroke controls allows you to use the Connect To menu to assume the shape of a motion path or mask. You can okay, wait, so I think what this is saying is, like, if you go and, like, if you're rotoscoping, you could attach a stroke effect on it this way. You go to the lengths of nicely cutting out an object in a video, you could then do some cool things with applying this stroke effect on top of it this way, I believe. That's what it's saying. The Connect To menu to assume the shape of the motion path or mask. You can also use this method if you import SVG graphics and want to paint on the outlines. I feel like this is also opening up some ideas about, like, you know, motion graphics. If you have a logo and you want to apply like a cool stroke to the right, a cool painted on stroke. Not only that, you can set the stroke to a bitmap, so you could, in theory, like, do a real stylized brush stroke, similar with, like, Photoshop, how you have the paint, like, Photoshop has the brushes that you can modify and you know, make some cool textures with. Seems like it's applicable in this situation where you can apply those types of accents on SVG graphics, which are usually like logos. Shape drawing tools. 5 shape-based drawing tools allow you to draw shapes and either fill them with a color or clone an area from a source image. All these tools act similarly to the stroke and polyline stroke type in that they are editable at any time and have a default duration spanning the entire global range of the comp. However, you can edit the duration at any time in the keyframe editor. Yeah, duration is over here, or where is it? Down here. All of the copy, shape name, stroke types require that you connect the source node you are cloning from into the paint node and set the fill type menu to image. Okay, well this is what I tried to do before and it didn't really make sense. But let's see, if I do, they're highlighting, what is this? This is the circle. I select circle like they're demonstrating, and then I go to copy the clone. What is this one? Stamp, smear, merge, erase, emboss, wire removal. Maybe we should get some wires in here as well. But what's going on? Hold up. Okay, back to this brush. We got the clone here. What are we supposed to do? Brush, image, pixel, square, pixel, soft, clone. Then what? Am I supposed to like set oh, this? What? It's doing something. Wait. Size. Let's make the size bigger. What is that even doing? Let's I feel like it's like in Photoshop, you're supposed to like set a reference point. That's how I'm interpreting this clone, right? Is that a reference point? Oh no, the reference point again is, so if it's this frame that I'm referencing and I go ahead, okay, so let's reference the first frame, or let's do one where it's like obvious. So frame 11, okay, and now we're here in frame 55, and I think it's, I thought that was gonna work. Oh, source tool. Source tool. What do I do with the source tool? Fill type. Huh? Wait, hold up. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Shape drawing tools. So we got our shape drawing tools, yes. But I feel like this is, the copy shapes require a source to be directly connected to the paint tool and set to image. I don't know. Moving on. So apparently you can set a source. Maybe that's gonna be figured out later, or I don't know, we'll loop back at some point in the future. Setting the brush size. After selecting the stroke type, the brush size can be set in the inspector or more intuitively in the viewer. With the paint node selected in the node editor and the pointer positioned over the viewer, you can see an outline of the current brush size. Change the brush size, hold down the command key and drag. The circle changes size, so you can set it relative to other objects you may be painting over. So let's try it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Pro tip, that's Control on PC. And let's go back to just choosing an apply mode. Apply mode's here. What's that do? The apply mode buttons determine the functionality of the paintbrush. There are 8 apply modes that set the brush to do things like paint a color, clone from a source, smudge an area, or remove thin wires. Let's see smudge. Can we just do smudge? Smear? Uh-huh. There you have it, folks. All right. That's the smudge. Strength, black edges, duplicate edges. What? All right, there you have it. Picking a paint color. There are several ways to pick the paint color and opacity for a colored brush stroke. You use the fill button in the row of apply modes when you want to paint with a solid color. Yeah, that's straightforward. You just go here, select the color. Or drop this down and pick from here. It's probably easier to have this down. Pick like a blue. I want some blue. Make this a little smaller. That's easy. I like blue. I like me some blue. Even softer. Huh. So you can select the color, drag the eyedropper, just straightforward. It's how you select colors. And most things, when you paint, each stroke is unpre-multiplied. So adjusting the alpha slider in the inspector does not affect what you apply to the RGB channels. However, changing the opacity affects all 4 channels. Huh. It's not. Cloning from the frame. Choosing the clone. Okay, maybe here's my question. This is what I was confused about. Let's see. Choosing the clone apply mode allows you to paint from one area of an image over another area. It allows you to paint from over one area of an image to another. All right. As the name would imply, but this is the most common use of the paint tool. It allows you to remove objects or artifacts from a clip by covering them up with another area of the frame. Depending on the stroke type chosen, you may clone on either a single frame or for the entire duration of the clip. All right, how do I do it? The source is, you have to set the source maybe here. So let's try it. We're trying it again. I see the difference. Am I supposed to right click on this? Connect to? I think so. Connect to media merge. Paint. Connect to media one. Oh wait, no. No, media one in output. How can you... Do I have to bring this back in? Maybe I have to like... Uh... Uh... Let's try this. Let's try this. Now it's called Media 1.1. Do it. Media... Okay, whatever. That's good. Great name. Very organized name. And then we got our clone here. We can right click, remove media in, one in, connect to media 1.1. But we don't. We want media 1 resize though. Oh yeah, here we go. Resize what? Yeah, here we go. I thought that would work. Back to the drawing board. Why? What? Why doesn't that properly do that? Resize. Do we make a media out? Media out. A media out too, like that, I guess, maybe? And then we can connect it from here. Try that. Can I just delete it? Okay. And then right click, connect to media out 2. Yo, why is this not resizing? That's what I want to know. Bruh. Bruh. Huh. Okay, but for science, let's see if we can get around this problem and keep moving forward. If we go here with the busted, not cropped, not resized image, let's see if we can still, I mean, hand resize it. It doesn't seem right at all. Also slightly off, isn't it? So strange. That's kind of trippy. It's off by like a frame, isn't it? Why? What's going on? Either way, let's try. Let's also move it. Ooh, maybe this is gonna be cool though. So now we are referencing this. We've got the clone. Please, let's make this the brush larger. This over here. Oh, okay. I think this is. I think it worked. It might have been like a hiccup, or maybe I had the wrong thing viewing. Either way, I think what we do is we can back this up, put this to 1, and now we are viewing this in the right place. And the source time, it's it's like just a single second that we can choose. Okay, whatever. Let's put this here just for the sake of, then we go like that. Like that. Okay. All right. And now what? It gives me an idea. What if I make this even larger? Make this the size of the, like that big. Okay, we got it that big. So that basically worked, but it's just for one frame, right? And I can change. What if my thinking is that I could each frame, since it's the same clip, I'm just trying to like do some weird effects, I guess. But it's the same clip. If I just match where I am on the timeline with the source timeline here, 35, and I draw like a frame. Draw a frame here. And then like go, so it's just like one frame clicking on. And I can move this and like put it over here. Is that gonna mess it up? 65. And we draw that for one frame. Oops. Oh, that's kind of cool actually. You can get like single frame pop-ins. That's kind of cool. And then like we go 95. Let's do 95 here. One, and then like 98. Oops. Let's do this blink. Let's do, oh yeah, let's do the blink, but then the source time is like at the end, 117. At the end, or 120. Okay, and then we got, oops, uh-oh. Oh, all right, okay. It's too quick. That needs to be on for more than a split second. Also, there's no keyframe here that shows like that I painted in that place. I just have to remember? That seems hard to remember. There's no indicator here? It's too fast. Again, how do I get the duration? Here it is. Make it 6 frames. And the stroke controls, I don't know what stroke controls are, whatever. Let's see now. Because for each paint stroke, it's going to change. So here's one. So now we've got it on, okay, we don't need keyframes, but we need a little more space here. So let's do that. So we draw that, and now it's gonna hold for 6 frames, right? 1, yeah, no? Stroke duration. Oh, no, because gotta set this time to 40. And then let's put this. But it's getting so messy because it's getting messy. We're just messing around, but it's getting a little messy now, isn't it? Yeah. So that stays on. Yeah, there we go. We got 20. So it's like, all right. It's kind of silly. What's wrong with this? It's not playing the animation, so it's just a still image on screen. Still source. I thought I turned that off. But either way, we're getting familiar with these buttons. What happened to my camera? What the fuck? What the hell is that? Yo, camera. I'm just gonna slide that out of here. All right, let me refresh that. Oh, the program closed. Restarting the camera. I do that. Bruh. Come on. Not even heavy processing. All right, well, my camera's kind of pooping the bed right now. Let's see if, let's just keep going for now. 5 more minutes for break. Maybe we can fix the camera. So the cloning from the frame. So we kind of experimented right there. Starting to get an idea of how to hook this up, how to get a reference point going. And you can apply the clone mode to clone from the same image connected to the paint node's background input or a different source from the node tree. You could also bring in some material. There we go. Camera's back. So you could bring in some like reference videos or texture files and trace them on, just bringing in little bits and pieces. I feel like this is making me consider a lot of things I want to experiment with. And to clone from a different area of the same frame, that's what we were doing, right? Select a stroke type from the paint toolbar above the viewer. Using the side slider in the brush controls section of the inspector, set the size of the brush from the multiply mode button, select the clone mode, and then option click on the area in the viewer you want to use as a source. A dot appears showing you the center of what you're sampling from. And the clone source starting area identified by the X and the paintbrush size represented by the circle. Right, we saw that. Control, you can change the size of that, paint over the area you want to cover up using the source pixels, which is, they're demonstrating you can paint out like little things paint out wires. I want to see, maybe we could be more practical here. Let's see, wire removal. If I type that into, how about like street, and wire removal. We have a street. I'm looking for street footage. Let's see. Okay, this looks good. We got this. So we got some footage here. It's going to take a while to download, 2 minutes. So let's keep reading in the meantime. When trying to erase objects or artifacts from a clip using the clone apply mode, it can sometimes be easier if you sample from a different frame on the same clip. This works well when the object you are trying to clone out moves during the clip, revealing the area behind the object. Oh, okay. Ah, that makes sense. Sampling from a different frame can use the revealed background by offsetting the source frame. So this is what you use. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's funny. These are the fundamentals, aren't they? Aren't they? Because like, yeah, it's just funny. It's so obvious now reading this that this is how you like paint out wires. Let's see if I have I like the version this where you can kind of like do it like this, and you make a paint node here, and you make sure that this is if we bring this up here, so it's again 4K. So we're going to do a resize 1920 by 1080, and then we can merge them here. Background of this thing has got to be transparent, and then we got this up here. Okay, so I saw this and I was like, let me mask out this pole. I was looking for wire removal, but this will do the thing, and we could remove the wire on his. I like that idea. Yeah, maybe that's more fun, and it's going to be fairly straightforward, I think. So let's see if we go to here. We're gonna wire remove this thing holding his thing, whatever, holding it together. So here we go, clone, and then we're gonna source. I guess I'm gonna, let's see, let's try this one more time. If we just do connect to, is media into there? Media in 2. So it's the output of media in. Yeah, so that's right. Now we have it loaded. We have this loaded as the reference. And we've got the clone loaded, and we want I don't know how long this is supposed to go for though. That's kind of up in the air. But we got the overlay? Nah. Just do that. And it makes him disappear through the chest. Huh. If I go here, would it be just easier to do that? Well, I guess this is like a frame by frame type thing, isn't it? Like, I guess you just kind of handle it frame by frame, like whichever one works best. And it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. I mean, this is kind of working, although that's... So if you want to be more precise... And then kind of same deal, like, if you, if you had like a tablet to draw on, this would probably be a lot easier as well. Probably, I bet all the people that do this professionally, I bet they're working on tablets. They're probably drawing on the surface. Oh, that's right. That's what I said at the end of last episode was I had to load up Davinci Resolve on my iPad. See what that's about. Okay. Okay. And then I think we're also going to be able to paint out this background here this thing. So let's see. So from a distance, I'm noticing it. This doesn't really work. I see the change in, I see the cutout there. Ooh. Ugh. That's gotta be like the dirtiest processing, the dirtiest paint out. But you know what? Gotta start somewhere. I didn't mean to do that, but it is what it is. Here, let's go. I'm heading to break. That was a an action-packed first hour. Heading to break. I'll BRB in 5 minutes. Okay, we're back. We are back. Let's head right back into this. When trying to erase artifacts with the clone, yeah. You select the media source, which we're figuring this out. And then we go click the overlay checkbox to see the current frame. And then the offset frame will be superimposed. Drag the time offset slider to select the source frame you want to use. Option click over the area in the viewer you want to use as the source, or to offset the source frame's position. Paint over the area you want to cover up using the source pixels. And then disable the overlay checkbox. And voila. Let's see if we can use that technique to paint out this. Okay, so let's just get it from, let's make our lives easier. We got the brush controls, stroke, clone. Now we're trying for the clone again. Frame. I think we just need one here. And it's the same clip. We're referencing the same clip that we're looking at. Overlay. That's a little strange though. I feel like there's a thing that's happening with the resize, because maybe we can change this to be insert the source tool. Let's remove it and then connect it to resize 2. Resize 2. Okay. That didn't work. And let's see, maybe we can connect it to the merge? To the merge 2? Then it's like referencing it. I don't know, I feel like that not it either. But let's see, connect to merge 2. Merge 1 is there. Yeah, see, it's upstream. They can't do that. So interesting that the reference, that might be a bug. Might be a bug that it doesn't resize it. Resize 2. I mean, I guess you have to resize it yourself, and that works. That's so strange, and now it clicked in. What? What? Huh. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like that's a one frame type issue, technical thing that's happening that's over my head. I don't know. But let's see. So we got this. We got this here. If we time offset it, time offset the reference frame. Source time offset. Offset, size, angle, tool, stroke duration, opacity. Where is our source time? That's what I was looking for. Source time, by clicking this, it goes to source time. And then we can just do it to how we like. Okay, now I'm starting to see. So if we move it forward, then the frame that we're drawing on, except for frame 0 for whatever reason, that's kind of strange. So we got the, let's just start from frame 1 then. We didn't like frame 0 anyways. I think that is like I think I'm remembering a trick where you can like change this the hold frame on the first frame to fix that, but whatever. Whatever. So we got that's it. That's it. Okay. And all right. So what happens? So that successfully painted out that. And yes, maybe it could have been just one color, but that was the example of using the paint node, and then we could paint it here. Same deal. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. We're doing it. And the source time. I feel like it would make sense to kind of move this around. Just to get some, like, I don't know, maybe like some grain change in there. Yeah, probably. But it's so subtle, like, nobody looks at the background this closely. It's, well, I guess it needs to be invisible. So whatever the threshold is for it to be like, okay, nobody's gonna realize that the pole was removed. Wherever that threshold is for the job. And then you just go through and do this over and over and over, and it probably gets tricky when it gets to like more intricate pieces like this, like painting, because at that point you're basically painting in a house. Like even this is not that tricky, but I bet that turns into actual like artistry painting. Let's see where we're at. There's some artifacts in our paint out. Can we fix those? Like there, that's kind of doing things. Oh, but that's gonna mess up now, right? Reference frame was changed. Yeah. Nah, it's okay. I mean, it's so relaxing though to do that. That was really fun. Might be boring to watch, but it's pretty fun to do. Very relaxing. I could totally see myself just going through doing that for like an hour. I'd have to identify like the use for it though, like where it needs to be applied. But then going through and actually doing this would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of fun. Pretty relaxing. Very chill. Let's see if I can find another clip now to replace that. Well, I guess I could just go here, go here, sample this. That's easy. So now we painted out this dude's thing, and then if we had to go back and like touch this up, because now we kind of screwed this up. What if we do, now we need clone, right? And we clone from frame 0. And then we could bring it back, right? Yeah. And then we go back here. Yeah. And then we could yoink this color. Yeah. And paint it to the edge. Okay. Starting to figure that out. Same with this. It's like, oh, but that little dark smudge would be visible. Yeah, that's bad. Ooh. Yeah, there's definitely an art to this. But starting to wrap my head around like what's involved in paint outs. Yeah, I think in bigger movies, it's like Marvel movies, they're probably like teams of artists who are meticulously like actually painting on each and every frame. And they're not doing like, oh, I need white. They're like painting probably like entire people. Paint is pretty chill though. I still gotta check if it works with my iPad though. Disable the overlay checkbox. Okay, so tip, when using a clone apply mode, clone apply mode, you can hold down O instead of clicking the overlay checkbox. Ah, to see the overlay. You can quickly turn it on by pressing O. You're in this. Oh, oh, no. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, ooh. Cool. Another pro tip. Editing paint strokes. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Once you've painted using the stroke or polyline stroke type, you can choose to change the look of the stroke by selecting it and updating the parameters in the inspector. So I've drawn quite a few strokes here. I don't know if they're saved or where they go. I thought I just was painting, changing the image on that frame. I guess not. It's in the stroke. It's in this paint node saved in there. So how do I get to it? Updating the parameters in the inspector. So selecting the stroke requires you to switch to the selection tool in the paint toolbar above the viewer. Okay, okay. Okay. All right. Oh. Oh. Wow. This chapter is so exciting. This is such an exciting section for me. Unexpected. So using the paint node selection tool, you can either click once on a stroke or drag a bounding box around a stroke to select it for editing. There it is. And then tip, to select multiple strokes, you can shift click or command click to select and deselect specific strokes, multiple specific strokes, or you can drag a selection box around all nodes, around all strokes you want to select. So the stroke or polyline stroke type can be edited by selecting the stroke in the viewer. And then, although you can make changes in the Tools tab in the inspector, the Paint node uses both the Tools tab and the Modifiers tab. In the Tools tab, you can create a new brush strokes, and select a stroke in the viewer to edit. The modifiers tab presents a list of all the strokes for the selected paint node, which makes it easy to modify any previously created paint strokes. Oh my god. What can we do here? Opacity, brush shape, the color. What if I change the color to orange? Is that going to change it? Okay. 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 Huh? Oh. Wait. So if I select them like that, can I change the color from here? Or change the stroke duration from here? Or do anything? What? Huh? 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 Hmm? The modifiers tab presents a list of all the strokes for the selected thing. Modifiers. I'm in the modifiers. Even oh, that's kind of cool actually. You can see it here as well. Oh, what happened there? Was that the stroke that... Can I erase a stroke from here? Let's see. Select this. Tools. Paint settings. Oh, I hate when this happens. What did I do? What did I do? View on... What happens when this disappears? I forget. Okay, now it's really busted. Let's go back to the books. Although you can make changes in the tools tab in the inspector, the paint node uses both the tools tab. Yeah, so you can modifiers to change the selected stroke. All right. So no, multi-stroke and clone multi-stroke each only appear as one item in the modifiers tab, no matter how many strokes you created using those tools. Those two tools are not editable after creating them. So multi-stroke and clone oh, that's why I wasn't able to edit. So what if we go back and we make a few multi-stroke and clone, so just regular stroke. I'll make it orange. Then I go over here and I select my orange. Select my orange. Can I make it green? I can. Select my green. Can I make it small? Can. Oh. Okay. Oh, there's so many ideas. So with a regular stroke, I mean, because with this we could like keyframe it. That. Editing paint strokes in the modifiers tab. Yeah, let's wait, I want to see this as well. So we are in the modifiers right now. I can't change it from here, right? No, I can. Modifiers. What if I do... So this is the regular stroke. Let's change the color to blue, purple. Purple's good. All right. And then we get the... Let's go check out the modifiers here. Do I select both? Also, what in the world is this? What is this line? Oh, I think this line is bugging out because of the resizing frame. Just strange bug. But if I wanted to, but they're both selected, and then if I want to change the color of both, can I? Yeah, I can. Nope, it only is changing that one. But what if I go here? Oh, it's here. Oh, it's as a... Okay. So when you paint a stroke, the settings for the stroke appear in the Inspector's Modifier tab. You can then change the settings in the Tool tab for the next stroke you're about to paint. Each time you click, drag, and release the pointer button, you create a new stroke. Each stroke is numbered in the Modifiers tab, where it can be selected and edited. Once you stop painting stroke, it's added to the Modifiers tab, along with an additional stroke modifier that represents the next stroke. For instance, if you paint your first stroke, the Modifiers tab shows your stroke as stroke 1, and then stroke 2 as well. And then a stroke 2 as well, which represents the next stroke you created. You always have one more stroke in the Modifiers tab than strokes in the viewer. All right. Deleting strokes. There are two ways you can select the paint node and delete it. You can right-click the Modifiers tab. You can click the Modifiers tab and delete it. Here? Yeah, delete it from here. And you can right-click over the stroke header you want to delete and choose Delete from the menu. And then to delete all paint strokes you've made on every frame, do one of the following. Click the Reset button in the upper right corner of the inspector. Delete the paint node in the node editor. Animating and tracking paint strokes. In some ways, animating paint strokes is no different than animating any other effect in the inspector. Each parameter that can be animated includes a gray diamond keyframe button along the right side. Clicking the keyframe button sets a keyframe on the current frame and enables auto keyframe mode for the parameter. However, more commonly, the paint stroke is tracked using one of Fusion's trackers, or for motion graphics, animated using the right-on start and end sliders. Oh yeah, you can. That's a good one to play with. So same deal. If we just go to that one where we were here, and we have it here. Oh, that's gonna be cool. And then we go to this, and we go here, and then we go here. Just set a keyframe there, and then we go here, and we close it out. That's gonna be sweet, right? Whoa. 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 And let's do the same with that pink stroke 2 here. Keyframe here. Start this bad boy at nothing, and then it goes over to here. We could make it longer like that, and then go to here. Just set a keyframe here. Same deal. This goes to the end. And we get the same type of animation, except that we could also we got to do it in the spline editor. If we go start and yeah, turn these on, select all, and then we could just do Shift S. That's just gonna make them a little nicer, although that's kind of using things actually. For the start, we want to turn that one off. Yeah, that's gonna look good. And then deselect those, and we could load these up. Control A, Control S. Same deal. We don't actually want to have. But we don't want these keyframes here. Reframe that. That one as well. Okay, whatever. I don't know what I did, but whatever. Let's watch. Wee. That was it. Why is it blinking? Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I don't know. Something. I think it's because they're overlapping in some way. Either way, whatever. It's cool. Ploop. Ploo. That's the sound they're making. Animating and tracking paint strokes. Ooh, next level. In some ways, animating paint strokes is no different than animating any other effect in the inspector. Each parameter that can be animated includes, yeah, we just read that, the write-on, and we played with that. Animating with write-on controls, that's what we just did. The stroke and polyline stroke types include write-on controls located in the stroke controls section of the inspector. These write-on controls animate the appearance of a stroke along the path. You can animate the write-on controls using either the stroke animation drop-down menu or using the start and end sliders. That's what we just did. Stroke animation drop-down menu. Stroke animation drop-down menu. Oh, that's what this is. Yeah, I didn't even see this yet. Right on, right off. Rail. Huh. The stroke and polyline. No. The stroke animation drop-down menu includes 6 options for auto animating a paint stroke. The first 2 options do not truly animate the stroke as much as set a duration. The limited duration options uses the duration slider to set the number of frames the stroke is on screen. To auto animate the stroke, you can choose one of 3 options or the trail option. Choosing the write-on automatically creates a write-on animation. The duration is set by 2 keyframes that get added when you choose write-on from the menu. The start keyframe is set on the frame where you first created the stroke. The end keyframe is added on the current frame when you choose write-on from the menu. The remaining options in the menu set their start and end keyframes similarly, but change the direction of the animation based on the menu selection. So let's see. Let's test that real quick. Let's get rid of the spline here. So with the same thing, we could just draw another stroke. Let's make this one orange. Ooh, okay. And then right on. Oh, wait, I have a feeling. Set the duration for 30 seconds. I think this is a 30 FPS video. 24, whatever. So And then does it animate? I thought that was gonna auto animate. What happened? All frames. Okay, right on. Try that one more time. Oh yeah, and it just pooped out a lot of frames. Do 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 do. Oh, so that was the effect that I was kind of doing, and it did it automatically, and then it also ate up all. I mean, it like covered up all of this, so that's kind of important to note that you might lose visibility of what you're doing. You do it like that. And then let's make this half the time, 15 seconds, or this is 12 seconds is half a second. So we'll put it here, do 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 do, and I guess it's gonna go whoop. No. Duration 12. Huh. Wait. Put it here. Now it's really short. It should be like pretty fast. The speed is what I don't get of that right on. Okay, and then let's see trail. Ooh. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that one. Although that's so weird. It's so weird that like there's one frame here that's the whole thing. Like I don't want this to be here for this frame. Yeah, okay. That was it. I fixed it. Okay. Whee! Right on start and parameters. That's what I was confused about. So let's see. Right on, then off. The right eye. No, I wasn't. The start and end, 0 to 1, I guess, is the complete. It's the whole length of the footage. Hold on. This is making me think. Didn't we have like an issue before with this clip? Like a frame here? No? So the right on start and end parameters allow you to manually control the start point and end point along any stroke's path and use keyframes to animate each parameter individually. The start parameter determines the point at which the stroke begins, measured as a percentage offset from the beginning of the stroke's path. For example, a start value of 50 moves the starting point of the stroke to the middle of the stroke's path. The end parameter works the same way, but from the other end of the stroke. You can animate a stroke on screen, creating a handwriting effect by setting keyframes for the end parameter from 0 to 100 over several frames. Let's do that. I want my name on here. And we're all on the same single paint node. If I go, I am on regular old stroke. Where is my bucket? Where's my paint bucket? Where's my color options? Here we go. And then here, what color haven't we used yet? Let's use like a cyan. Little off color cyan. Oh yeah. And then we're gonna do aptitude. Beautiful. And it was already set as let's try that again. We want to set this to, yeah, like right on is stupid. So is right off because there's no control over those. All frames, right? Then you have a duration here as well, right? You could just do, we could set the duration here. Can you also make the duration longer? Yeah. So 1 second, right? I guess. A little foresight there. So app did dude, and that was a ton of strokes. Huh. Huh. All frames duration 24. So I thought that meant it would only go for 24 frames, but that's not what that means. But if I write on, but now I can't, right? Write off. It was like 50,000 strokes. Huh. So what am I supposed to do? Work in cursive, or do I need to like wrap my head around strokes? Or would this make it easier if we did actually change this to write off? App did dude, or am I supposed to like, no, that ain't it. Let's change the color to like blue. So tracking a paint stroke. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. That's one of those things I honestly do think it'll make sense tomorrow morning after I sleep on it. So tracking a paint stroke. You can animate the position of a paint stroke using any of Fusion's trackers. For instance, if you cloned out a flagpole from a clip, but the camera moves, you can track the flagpole and attach the resulting path to the paint stroke. Oh yeah, that's pretty key, isn't it? That's pretty fundamental. Pretty fundamental. Do it that way. That's fundamental. So you add a tracker and then you stabilize the footage. You track the object and then you're able to easily paint things out. To attach a tracker to a paint stroke. We gotta do this, don't we? Yeah, we do. To attach a tracker to a paint stroke with the paint node, let's make a new one. Let's make a new paint node. Can I just add another paint? Like, does that work? I think it does. Yes, it does. Cool. Okay. Wait, but we're gonna track this one on, aren't we? So we're gonna, same deal. We're gonna have to merge them like this. Oh, and wait, it's gotta have a background. Yep. 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 Let's clear this. Let's move this. Clean this up a little bit. We're getting dirty today. Dirty in the nodes. Getting mud on our jeans with these nodes today. Cool. So we got this paint one, this paint here. Let's see, what's the workflow for this? With the paint node, select the stroke brush type and clone out an object on a frame. With the paint node, select the stroke brush type and clone out an object on a frame. Let's do, what are we trying to do? We're trying to paint out an object. The camera's moving. So what type of object should we paint out? How about there's just this, like throughout this clip. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. We can clone out the window because the camera's moving and the window's moving in the background, but we can remove it and it's in the frame the whole way, so it's easy for us. Perfect. All right, cool. So, we only need to do this, I think. I don't know. Let's make this size. We're gonna use, with the paint node, select the stroke brush type. Let's do just regular stroke. And then let's sample this. And then let's paint here. We wanna kinda get the, am I not doing the clone? I feel like the clone maybe. No, but it's not clone, like it's not like Adobe, it's not like Photoshop's clone. Like I don't know. But so if we're gonna track this on, I think all we have to do is do this really well one time, hopefully. And then we do tracking. But this seems, I don't know, like Adobe Photoshop, it's got the clone tool. That's like what I feel like I'm missing right here. Stamp? Is that what that is? I don't know. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Okay, so that, we got that. Close enough. Looks close enough. And then what's the next step? With the paint node, select the and clone out the object on the frame. In the paint toolbar, above the viewer, click select tool. Drag the selection around the stroke to select it. Oh, there's like 90 strokes, or 19. Okay. Right click the center control. What? But there's so many. Oh my god. Right click the center control on the stroke. Which, uh-oh. To stroke 1. How many strokes do I have here? It starts on stroke 5. So do I really have to go through stroke 5? And then we do modify with, connect to? Wait, I'm looking for center. Stroke 5 effect masked. Center. Edit controls? No. Script settings? No. What if I Oh, center, modify with tracker position. Oh my goodness. Oh man, and then click the modifiers tab to view the tracker controls. Yeah, I'm in there. Oof. From the node editor, drag the media in for the image you painted on. Oh my god. Connect to media into output. Uh-huh. Okay. And drag it into the tracker source field, and then click the track forward. I mean, uh, I mean, that worked, but am I being a dum-dum? If we do, because I mean, I just applied it. That was cool. That was cool what just happened, but that probably is not the correct way. I mean, because I have so many other strokes here, there's no way that I'm supposed to go through and I'm supposed to combine these, right? It must be. It must be. It must be that I'm supposed to combine them or just... No, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. I have a feeling a group, right? You can assign a tracker to multiple strokes by adding the stroke to a group. Okay. And connecting the tracker to the group, instead of connecting each individual stroke, which is what I was just having a panic attack about. The group's center is used for all of the strokes. Assuming the motion of each object is consistent in the same direction as it would be in the objects nailed to the set. Then, applying the tracker to the group makes cloning multiple objects out with a single paint node very easy. Okay, we gotta do that. That's what we want. Oh no. But we have... Oh god. Which frame was we... Oh no. What have I done? Okay. Okay, wait. Wait, don't panic. Don't panic. Okay, so we are on frame 0, and then we can do this. We select all of them, paint group. Bam! And then right-click, group, modify with, tracker position. Load up. The source is connected with media into output. A blam. It's got sort of a spot to track with, or should I move this? Or should I make the... Should I move it? Or, yeah, maybe I'm just gonna do it there. Oh, but that changes... Uh-oh. Oh god. Oh jeez. Abort. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got our paint group here. What is the stroke? Get out of here. Stroke. Oh. Oh, right, because it's like preloaded. Oh god. What am I doing? Right before commercial break. Pull it together. I wanna... No. Okay, we go here. It was going so well. Wait. Wait. No. What happened? Okay, let's do a few more. Just cover this up like that, like that. Okay. Good enough. Right? Alright, that looks good. Just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So we select these. We can select this. It makes a group. With our group, we can right click on the center and connect it, modify with a tracker position. This tracker position, don't mess with that yet. Or this doesn't matter, right? That's the base. This is the tracker, what to base it from. But we need to load this. We right click, connect it to media 2, media in 2. Oh. Okay, no, I guess that does matter. So if we move this, it like screws everything up. We just have to leave this how it is, I guess. Oh, we could make it. Oh, we could just like change the size. That would process a little slower, but yeah, whatever. Okay, so that's the tracker. It's gonna process a little slower, but that's our option. That's it. And now that correction is tracked on just like that. I mean, yeah, that's cool though. Oh wait, what? Why is it? What? Is it? Is it falling off every single reset? Just slightly? Is it? If we go on break and I come back, is this gonna be like way over here? Oh my god, I think it is. Perfect, okay. That's so weird. That has got to be a bug. If that's really moving. Anyways, I'm gonna go on break. I'm gonna go on break and leave this up. Just walk away for 5 minutes. I'll BRB. I got paint open. How perfect. BRB 906 907. Gotta have my juice. All right, so here we are. What happened with this thing? Can we move it? Can we just like offset it just a little bit manually? Is that gonna break everything? No, that's just for one frame. Huh. We could do a transform, right? Transformer. Move this thing on the XY. There. There we go. See? Amazing what a 5-minute break can do for you. I was not thinking that 5 minutes ago. Amazing what a 5-minute break can do. Not even really joking about that. Oops. Oh, it just jittered. Why did jitter right there? What? Oh, it must be the tracking. Whatever. Whatever. Where's that jitter coming from? What? What? Oh, that was the frame I tried to manually move? What? Okay. Okay, that fixed it. One more time. There we go, looking good. Marvel quality videos, here we come. Marvel quality videos, movies, VFX. Sweet. I mean, I'm happy that freaking this thing out. This is a good section of the book. Maybe I'm getting better at reading the manual, following along. Tracking a group of paint strokes. Yeah, so we just did paint strokes in a group like that. The group's on-screen controls replace the controls for each paint stroke, and the modifiers tab in the inspector's shows the group's parameters. The individual strokes are still editable by selecting show subgroup controls in the modifier tab of the inspector. The group then comes with a center, angle, and size control for center connecting to a tractor. Huh? But and then I turn this off. It flattens it back up. Cool. Cool. We getting it. Using the planar tracking with the paint tool. I was just thinking of that too when I was looking at what we had done here, how we drew over it. Like, usually I'd want to attach like a thing to the plane, right? Wow, that's poorly said, but that's the idea. Is like, this is a plane that we would map out, we would connect something to. Like, usually you'd make like a billboard or something, sticker that applies to the building with the proper proportions. That's the planar tracker. Here's an example that dives deeper into a workflow where we use the paint tool with the planar tracker for retouching a clip. We'll eliminate some facial scars on an actor's forehead in a commercial by combining the paint node with the planar tracker node. illustrating a common way of using these two powerful tools together. Yeah, cool. Let's see. We're going to remove the scars on his head, on his forehead. Because this is a clip in motion, we can't just paint out the scar. I was wondering about that. We can't just paint out the man's forehead. We need to deal with the motion so that the paintwork we do stays put on his head. In this case, a common workflow is to analyze the motion in the image and use it to apply a steady operation, pinning down the area we want to paint in place so we can paint on an unmoving surface. Setting up the planar tracker for stabilization. The best way to do this is to use the planar tracker. So we'll add the planar tracker node after the media one node, such that the image connects to the background input of the planar tracker node. As always, it's important to be careful about which input you connect to the effect to work properly. With the planar tracker node selected and loaded in the viewer, a viewer toolbar appears with a variety of tools for drawing shapes and manipulating tracking data. The planar tracker works by tracking flat surfaces that you define by drawing a shape around the feature you want to track. When you first create a planar tracker node, you can immediately begin drawing a shape. So in this case, we draw a simple polygon over the man's forehead, since that's the feature we want to steady in preparation of painting. We draw a simple box by clicking once each on each corner of the man's forehead to create control points, and then clicking the first one we created to close the shape, right? So we just draw a box around the thing that we want to paint, and then in the inspector, the planar tracker node has tracking transport controls that are similar to those of the tracker. However, there are two buttons, set and go, underneath the operation menu, the operation mode menu, which defaults to track. Since that's the first thing we need to do, the set button lets you choose which frame to use as the reference frame for tracking. So you click the set button first before clicking the track forward button below. So that's you set it and then you forget it. You set it and then you press go. But let's see, tip. The set button lets you supervise a planar track in progress and stop it if you see it slipping, making adjustments as necessary before. Which one is it? The set button. Set button? The set button lets you supervise a planar track in progress and stop if you want to make adjustments. Before clicking set at the new frame to set a new reference before continuing to track forward towards the end of the clip. Oh, so you can like set it and then set it later, and then it needs resetting basically. The pattern controls let you set up how you want to handle the analysis. If of these controls, the motion type menu is perhaps the most important. In this particular case, perspective tracking is the analysis we want. We're trying to track the perspective. Still, in other situations, you may find you get better results with the translation / rotation, and translation, rotation, scale options. And I think we're going into more detail about planar tracking in the next chapter. I think we have animating on rotoscoping, paint. Yeah, using the tracker nodes. Oh, and then it's the following chapter. But once you initiate the track, a series of dots appear within the track region shape you created to indicate trackable pixels found. A green progress bar at the bottom of the timeline ruler lets you see how much of the shot is remaining to track. Note, if nothing happens when you track, or it starts to track and then stops, that's your cue that there isn't enough trackable detail within the shape you've drawn for the planner tracker to work, and your best bet is to choose a different location of the image to track. Once the track is complete, you can set the operation mode of the planner tracker node's controls in the inspector to steady, and then it like keeps it steady. You'll immediately see the image warped as much as is necessary to pin the tracked region in place for whatever operation you want to perform. If you scrub through the clip, you should see that the image dynamically corner pin warps as much as is necessary to keep the forehead region within the shape you drew pinned in place. In this case, this sets up the man's head as a canvas for paint. Like, I've seen these tools before, but never knew how to use them. Or why. At this point, you're ready to paint out those scars. Woohoo! Connecting the paint node. Let's keep reading. I do want to try this example. And we need another clip. Like a handheld clip of, I mean, we need a clip like of this same footage, right? Do we have like, this is the clip we have. Nah, let's do, I want to do something, well, just like there, this example, really, like a close-up. What could we... The thing about that, ooh. No, there's too much movement. I want to just do it just like they're saying. It's basically like a handheld shot, close-up shot of somebody's face. Can we search for that? Close-up. Oh, close-up. Let's do close-up. Here we go. Not on a, it's on, this is on a tripod. We want like a handheld close-up. That's got some movement. I think it's like camera, artificial post movement. I don't want to do that one. That's kind of scary. Close up. This is on a gimbal. I mean, on a... I think this is also... That's a dolly, a pan. This guy, he's got a lot of wrinkles. I don't think this is... There's like no motion in this. Is this it? Oh, maybe an elephant. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. That'll be perfect. Let's get this. An eagle. All right, whatever. We got an elephant. That's a perfect example. We import the elephant. Still downloading. Okay, so connecting the paint node. Although you could paint directly on the image by connecting the paint node after the planner tracker, it gives you more control over the process if you merge the paint node over the top of the steadied image. To do that, you'll add a merge after the planner tracker and then connect a background node into the foreground of the merge. Insert a paint node after the background and you are ready for this process. Better see a diagram here. Okay. So we got our media, we do our tracking and like stick it in place, and then we do the same trick that we've kind of been doing, which is set the background for the canvas size and then paint. Yeah, paint. Yeah, just so we have our paint, and then we merge it together so we can draw together here, and it'll be in place. And then making the background transparent, we already know how to do that. And then selecting the stroke and clone mode with the paint node selected and set up. The next thing we want to do is select the stroke tool. The stroke tool is the tool of choice when you want to paint out features or paint in fixes to subjects within the frame that need to remain in place for the entire shot. Next, choose. Okay, let's see if we can get this elephant footage. This is gonna be hilarious if I can make it, like, if I can paint out the I can paint out the elephant's wrinkles. Let's see, we get this here. So we're gonna bring this up. It's gonna be funny. Oh, that's so much work though. Well, with this technique, it's technically tricky just to set up the first time, but then once you do it, you won't have to do so much work. And then if you're clear on how to set it up, then it's easy. Easy peasy. So we set it up. What's the track? Here, that's the flow. That's the work. The tree. The work. The planner tracker here. Planner tracker. Like that. And then we do background node like that. And how big is this footage? It is enormous, like always. 4K. So we're gonna add a resize like that. And then we got our planner tracker, and then we got our background connected with a paint node like that, and then we can merge it. So that's the setup, just like that. And then we can go to our planner tracker, and we just right away can track in. Well, we want to track something that we're going to paint out. Let's see this clip. So there is some movement. Nah, but this is the thing. I think there's like, it doesn't seem like much movement, but like if I'm painting one frame, like frame by frame, it's going to be a lot of movement. So this is a good example, good clip to work with. Let's do this. Let's do it here. Let's just do the whole section here. Yes. Let's do that as the place. And then what do we do? Track, set, tracker. I've seen this before. I feel like the perspective, translation, rotation, scale. I don't know. I think like if I was good at this, I'd be able to be like, oh, it's definitely rotating and translating and scaling. Perspective, I think that was the one that they did recommend though, right? After you track it. So you set it point. I'm looking at this, trying to figure out which one to do. I don't know. We're gonna go into more detail about tracking later in 2 days, in 2 episodes. But let's see, track, operation track. So I did set it. That's the reference frame to start from. And then the pattern controls let you set up how you want to handle analysis pattern. Of these controls, the motion type menu is perhaps the most important. In this particular case, perspective tracking is the analysis we want. In other situations, you might try others. Perspective. So I kind of was trying to find what I thought would be a similar type of clip. I think it is. Still, we want to try perspective. And then tracker, hybrid. I just saw some tutorial and they were like, yeah, do this one. So again, I'll give it a try, but figure out what those mean in 2 episodes. Track channel, Luma, I guess. Background. Yeah, yes. Okay. And then what? Track step 1 by 1, track to end. What are these? Trim to end. Delete all tracking data. Show splines. Okay, so I think just track to end. Ooh. Ooh. That looks so cool. I think that was it. I think that worked. And then we get, what do we do? Now we switch it to steady. Now that that's done, we can go steady. Or what? Wait, what? We go steady. Set. No. Set. What? And then go? Huh? Steady. Once the track is complete, you can set the operation of the planner tracker node's controls in the inspector to steady. I don't see it. Oh wait, because it wasn't, it's not, yeah, it's not shut, yeah. That's fine. Okay, so it was set to steady, but what? Oh, what? Yeah, what? What's going on? Set it to steady, and then something's supposed to happen. Set, go. 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 Magic. Make the magic happen. Go. Okay, wait. I am not seeing anything. Output, background mask, pre-processed, create planner transform. Is that what it is? I have to press this? No, if nothing happens when you track or it starts to track and stops, that's your cue to that there's something not enough trackable. So we got the track right here. It's working. Doesn't do anything on the first frame. Maybe this is why. Did that just do it? Yeah, it did. Oh, sweet. Okay. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Now I see what this is for. So we're like locking down a specific area. Ah, sweet. And now, with our paint selected, we can paint out the eyes or whatever we want. What do we want to paint? I don't know. Is the eyeball? No, that's so weird. We paint out the eyes. Why isn't anything? Oh. Okay. No, that's weird. But I think it's funny if we paint. If we remove the wrinkles, that's gonna look so awkward. That's gonna be funny. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Is there a hotkey for color selection? What was O? O. Hotkey for I feel like there should be a hotkey for this. Eyedropper? I? What, E for eyedropper? No. Hold it down? No. I? No. Let me see. I want to see. I'm gonna Google that. I feel like there should be a hotkey for selecting eyedropper in Davinci Resolve. Click the eyedropper in the toolbar. Click and drag in on the viewer to select the area you want. Select. Doesn't look like there's a hotkey for that. I feel like that'd be useful if there was. There's a hotkey for changing the size like that. Can we do it? Oh. Oh, that's it. I got it. Okay, the hotkey is Alt. So that's key. That's a key pro tip. So we just keep, that's it. That's the workflow. Oh, shoot. Wait. Duration 30. So I feel like you'd be doing a lot of strokes here for it to look good. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Okay. And then, so this whole thing is 119, right? So I want 119, right? The whole point is that this is like clamped down, so I can just do it once, and then I'll be able to apply it across the whole thing, I believe. So now that's clamped down. I will paint this out nicely. Just one time, hopefully. And I guess you could probably spend a whole long time doing this and like selecting which paints you want to use and paint with. Real detailed. Fixing up an elephant's wrinkles. I don't want to do this for too long though. This is another thing. I feel like I can make a video about this where I do like a speed time lapse. Gonna clean up this elephant's wrinkles. It's gonna look like a baby elephant in no time. How old do elephants get? I feel like they can get pretty old. How old can elephants live? Some live to be 60 to 70 years old. Wow. Man, elephants are so majestic. They're like the dinosaurs of... They're basically just dinosaurs that are still alive. They're modern day dinosaurs. Okay. Almost. I feel wrong calling these blemishes. Oh yeah, wow, it looks so young. This is so funny though. I mean, what an interesting technique. This is just like the proper technique. So you clamp it down with a tracker, and then you can modify it to fix it up. Fix the blemishes or do whatever you want. And then after that, you somehow apply it and then undo the tracking motion clamp. You invert it? I think I saw that's what I'm supposed to do. All right. This looks stupid now. It looks so young. We bypass that. Look at this. Put it on here. See, look at the difference. This is like a 50-year-old elephant, and this is like a 30-year-old elephant. But in reality, it's the same elephant. So let's see. So that is now clamped into place, starting on frame 11, because I'm a dum-dum. Whatever. And then, great. So how do we apply this now? How do we unapply the motion but still keep the paint in place? Let's find out. Connecting the paint node. Although you could paint directly on the merge, on the image, no, we set it up this way, and then selecting the paint, we did it, we painted. We didn't do a clone source, we were using, oh, I see. Well, for blemishes, a clone source would have been, it works well because it's like, I mean, it's the same thing we're seeing here. It's like realistically, this looks not realistic because these are just flat brush strokes. Looks like somebody painted over this. But if we wanted to get closer to reality, we could have gone through and like referenced this part, but when covering up this, that would have looked more realistic. And to do that, we would have used the clone tool as demonstrated here. So to use the clone brush, first hold down the Option key and click somewhere on the image to identify the source area of the clone. In this example, we'll sample from just below the first scar we want to paint. After Option clicking the sample to sample the image, you can click to begin painting anywhere in the frame. Yeah, that's looks realistic is the point. So using the clone to get a realistic texture. If you don't like the stroke you've created, you can undo with Command Z and try again. We repeat the process with the other scar on the man's forehead, possibly adding a few other small strokes to make sure there are no noticeable edges. And in a few seconds, we've taken care of the issue. We cleaned up the scar. The beauty mark wasn't an issue, was it? What's wrong with a beauty mark? Shows character. You can adjust. You can adjust the size of the brush right in the viewer if necessary by holding down the Command key. Yeah, the Control key to scale it up and down. And then we also found pressing Alt will sample the color. Those two are crucial. Inverting the steady effect. This is what I want to know. To put the motion back in. At this point, scrubbing through the clip shows that the paint strokes we've made are indeed sticking to the man's forehead as we need them to do. Now, we just have to invert the transform that the planner tracker applied to restore the clip back to the way it was, except now with the painted fix attached in the process. This ends up being a two-part process, but the first part is the simplest. Okay, what is it? What's the first part? Tell me. Scrubbing through the steadied clip shows the paint is fixing. Yeah, we did that. We see. Okay, yeah, okay, that is what I thought it was. So we select the copy of the planner tracker node coming before the node, and paste a copy of it after. This copy has all the analysis and tracking data of the original planner node, and then invert it. Yeah, okay, so that is what I saw. My memory was treating me correctly. Then we invert it, and well, bam, and that's it. Oh wow! Ooh, I like this. This is so cool. What happened there? What is that? Whatever. What did I do? Whatever. 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 That is so cool. With the second planner tracker node selected, we go into the inspector and turn on the invert steady transform, which inverts the steady warp to restore the image back to the way it was. This is just one example of how to set up a planner tracker and paint node. In some instances, you need to do. Why is it? Wait. In some instances, you made. Oh, that's a spelling error for them. In some instances, you may need to do more work with masks and layering, but the above example gives you a good starting point. Yeah, that was a good starting point. I see it. I see how you use planner trackers to stick it down into place. Then you can paint over it. And then at the end, you can invert the planner tracker, and voila, you've got your painted surface adjusted onto your footage. Painting a clean plate. Are we almost done? Because we only got 15 more minutes. I wanted to finish this. I wanted to get the tracker node tomorrow. Wait, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Sunday? Yeah, I want to do tracking tomorrow. All right, let's go. Painting a clean plate. Yeah, painting a clean plate. On simple clips, planner tracking the clone paint strokes may work fine. In other cases, you may not be able to steady the clip, or the strokes may appear like they are bubbling. Paint is just a single stroke repeated over multiple frames. Each painted frame has the potential to appear differently than the one before or after. Often the more reliable way to use paint is by creating what is referred to as a clean plate. Create one good painted frame and freeze it. That's what a clean plate is. Then use the planner tracker to track the cleaned area over the top of the original. The benefit is that there is only a single paint stroke instead of repeated paint strokes that potentially show unwanted artifacts. For this next example, okay, that is kind of what I was doing. But now it's clear. For this next example, we continue with the previous clip, but now the technique is to freeze, mask, and composite just a single frame of the fixed forehead over the original clip. Oh, I see. I see. Do I see? Creating a freeze frame and clean plate. As in, oh, time stretcher. I get it. I see what's happening. As in the previous example, you still track the clip using the planner tracker. After tracking, you can branch out from the media in, or loader node if you know, media in, into a time stretcher to create the freeze frame. So time stretcher freezes the frame, and then disable the default keyframe in the time stretcher and enter the frame you want to freeze. If you have already performed a planner tracker, then entering the frame you set at the reference frame is usually a good frame to freeze. And then to create the clean plate, you connect the paint node to the output of the time stretcher. Clone over the areas you want to hide, and you now have a single clean frame. Now you need to composite the clean area over the original. Isolating the painted forehead. First, we need to mask out just the man's painted forehead. We can do this by connecting a matte control node to the output of the paint node, and then connect a polygon node to the garbage matte input. Okay. This lets us draw a shape from the polygon node and use it as a mask to crop out the man's painted forehead. Okay. Tip: when it comes to using masks to create transparency, there are a variety of ways to connect one. For example, attach the image to the background input of a brightness contrast node and attach a polygon mask node to the effect mask input. On the brightness contrast node, enable the alpha channel and lower the gain slider to darken a hole. Or using channel booleans to copy channel data to the alpha from the polygon node attached to the foreground input and the image attached to the background input. What? Getting late. That didn't really register with me. When it comes to, I don't want to miss a tip. When it comes to using masks to create transparency, there are a variety of ways to connect one. For example, attach the image to the background input of the brightness contrast node and attach a polygon mask node to the effect mask input. On the brightness contrast node, enable the alpha channel and lower the gain slider to darken a hole. Okay, or using channel booleans to copy channel data to the alpha from a polygon node attached to the foreground and the image attached to the... Alright, hopefully I don't know. It's getting late in the stream. It's hard around this part so far. 18 episodes in, it's still a little difficult to comprehend this stuff as I'm reading it. Drawing a polygon mask. After moving the playhead to the first clip frame of the clip, we're ready to draw a mask to isolate the clean plate forehead. Loading the matte control 1 into the viewer and selecting the polygon 1 node so that we see its tool in the viewer toolbar sets us up for drawing a polygon. Drawing shapes using the polygon node is similar to shape drawing in the other spline-based environments, including the color page. Clicking once draws a corner control point. Clicking and dragging creates a bezier. Clicking, okay, so that's, yeah, you draw a polygon mask like this. Okay, and we can soften the edge too. Then we invert the garbage input, yeah. in the mat control, we scroll down to garbage mat, flip this down and press invert. So now it's not a cutout, but it's this instead of this. And then compositing the painted forehead against the original image. Almost finished. Next, we'll add a merge node to layer the fixed forehead over the original image being output by the media in node. We create a merge node connected to the output of the planner tracker node, and then we connect the mat controls output to the green foreground input of the merge node. This puts the cropped and fixed forehead on top of the original image. Planner tracker, yeah, so we just follow this. And then we merge it. And it's good. And then we could unmerge it too, right? And then match moving the mask to the shot. Now we have the best of both worlds. A fixed forehead and the background of the shot looking good. However, if we select the polygon node and then scrub forward in the clip, the fixed forehead mask drifts out of sync with the motion of the shot. Yeah, what do we do? So we have one remaining issue. Fortunately, match moving the mask to move with the shot is really simple. Selecting the first planner node that comes right after the median node and choosing track from the operation mode reveals a create planner transform button at the bottom of the listed controls. Clicking this button creates a new disconnected planner transform node in the node editor, which has the transforms from the planner tracker baked in. Unlike the planner tracker, the planner transform is intended for use with masks. With the planner transform created, there is no longer a use for the planner tracker, and it can be disconnected or deleted from the node editor. We can insert this new node into the node tree to use it by holding down the shift key and dragging the node over the connection between the polygon node and the mat control node, dropping it when the connection highlights. Okay. With the new planner transform node inserted, the polygon automatically moves to match the motion of the forehead that was tracked by the original planner tracker node. And it animates to follow along with the movement of the shot. At this point, we're finished! Yeah! That's it. Can we set that up real fast? Why? Why would we set that up? Why would we do this? Let's try it. Okay, I'm gonna try this. We'll try and figure out why we're doing this later. I mean, after we've done it. Then maybe it'll make more sense. So we do this into a time stretcher. Time stretcher. And then we also branch this into a planner tracker. I like that. And we don't want it like that. We want this like this. And this is on the 0 frame, right? Sample. Huh? Wait, we set it here and then at the end 120. We set it to 0, right? And now it's frozen. Man, what? What? Oh, no, that is right. Yeah. Okay, I didn't have it up. And it's also too big. So I think I'm actually gonna resize it. Resize. There it is. And now I'm gonna split it here and here. And so this one is viewed, I'm gonna redo that to time stretcher. Add here and add here. And now this one is up and it is frozen by default. That's right. So we just weren't viewing it before. And then we've got the planner tracker, but what do we do here? We got the time stretcher. We make a paint. We could just drag it from here. Nope. What am I doing? Okay, paint. And then the paint is connected to a matte control, which is connected with a polygon. So this has a polygon connected, and the polygon is going to be the eyeball. It's attention drawing. And so we got the, let's see, polygon plugs into the garbage mat, and then garbage mat gets inverted, and then we've got a cutout of the eye that we do some tracking with now. So now we're looking at this, and I guess same deal. I mean, I guess we could have done, we just planner track it this way. We set it at 0. Point, I guess point, perspective, background's correct. That all looks good, actually. Hybrid point area, maybe. Okay, whatever. And then track forward. We capture the data. Then what? Then we study this like before? What's the difference? Okay, wait. Steady, okay. Oh, there's the trick here though. What do we do? Planner transform. Match moving the mask to the shot. We've got the inverted cutout of the thing, right? The painted forehead against the original image. Compositing. So we add a merge. We add a merge here, yes? Like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually. Yeah. So that's composited on, like that. Why? Why would we do this? They were doing color adjustment, color corrector. Color corrector things are possible now. Do color correcting like this, I guess. Oh, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Oh, gain. Oh, yeah, that looks really good. What if we... I mean, we're doing color correct. I guess that's pretty sweet, actually. Yeah, and I guess it wouldn't have really worked in the color mode because you wouldn't be able to like flatten this and then unflatten it, I think. I think this is just a better way to do this sort of correction. I think. Okay, let's see if we can unapply the planner tracker. I feel like I want to see if we do this and then invert it. Are we done? Whoa. Wow. Wow. Damn, I just blew my own mind. That's so good. it wouldn't look that good if we were doing it in the color page. It wouldn't be so in place. So cool. So cool. Oh man, sweet. Oh wait, okay. Now all of a sudden I'm going overtime, but it is applied, isn't it? Wait, this looks like exactly the example at the end, but I mean, I see that this thing is here, but it's applied to our clip properly. So they were saying to use a planar transform with planar tracker, but to maybe switch it somehow to a planar transform. What's it say? Match moving the mask to the shot. Now we have the best of both worlds, a fixed forehead and a background of the shot looking good. However, if we select the polygon node and then scrub forward in the clip, the fixed forehead mask drifts out of sync. But this is in sync, and we did the previous trick. But still, let's see. So we got a match move to sync it. I don't think that's drifting, is it? No, that is locked. That is locked. Oof. The planar transform is intended to use with masks. With the planar transform created, there's no longer a use for the planar, so planar transform. So after this, we're supposed to use planar transform. And then what? We can insert this new node into the new node tree. To use it by holding down the shift key and dragging. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we put it there between here and here. With the new planar transform node inserted, the polygon automatically moves to the match move. What if I take this off? Planar transform. What? What? Planar transform. I don't know. I got it working like that, so. I mean, that's working for me. Let's try that one more time. Planar transform. Bring up this. Wait, and then we take this off? Oh. What? What? How did that work? No, that doesn't work. What? If I take this out, then is it there? What? Yo, planar transform. What are you doing, planar transform? All right, that works for me. Whatever. This looks amazing. That is sweet. Oh wait, so I wanted to do one last thing. I wanted to add another. What am I trying to do? I want to make another adjustment around the eyes, just the eyes. I'll just do a simple circle here, make it small. No, what am I doing? Color corrector. So where's this coming in from? How would I do this? Paint. What was the purpose of paint in this? Oh, because I don't know, I could have been painting this as well. I just ended up getting impressed by the planner tracker, how you can make adjustments, and it looks so good. But what am I doing here? Okay, just switch the eyeball. Switch the eyeball, and then I'm out of here. Put this here. Switch the eyeball, make it blue, and that's gonna look sweet. Make the eyeballs blue, and then it's gonna be sweet. Oh god, wait. No. Gotta make it. Nope. Like that. Break this. Break this one. That. Like that. Okay, that looks good. And then, what am I doing here? I gotta merge these together here? No. Matte control? I mean, this is a matte, but what do I do? Effect mask? Color corrector. Color corrector. Don't fail me. Oh god, everything turned. Everything has changed. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh god. What is this? Disconnect. Okay. Come on. Running out of steam right at the finish line here. Don't need to be doing this, but I want to. I want to do this. Time stretcher. Matte control. Time stretcher. Polygon. Matte control. Polygon. I mean, this is a garbage mat. Can I just like do this as another garbage mat? Can I do this as a foreground? And then add a color corrector? Color corrector? Damn. What about... Well, I mean, like... Oh. Come on. Time stretcher, come on. Do I have to make another branch just to make a small adjustment and then merge it? Like, do I have to do this again? Time stretcher into a mat, and have another garbage mat control here? Like this, and then like this, and then that's the garbage mat. And we got the time stretcher here, plug in. And our polygon, invert it, put it on the eyeball. There we go. Good enough. That's good. And then the tracking is kind of done for us already. So we can move this, get this a little bit out of the way. What is going on? Boom, boom. This. Okay, so this is this other thing we were working on. All right, cool. We got that. Put this over here. We're gonna add a color corrector. Color corrector. Change it to blue. And then since we did so much here, let's make it glow. I don't see any glow happening there. Ah. That's kind of cool. Okay, okay, okay. Can we just do this? Yes. Oh no. There goes my eyeball. What do we have to do? Planner tracker. Do we have to add it here too? Absurd. No. And then maybe put this here. And then, are we good? Nope. Still not good. Whoa. Why does it drift like that? Polygon. I think I know why. I think I know why. Because can I select these, turn them off for now? I make this again from frame 0. Make the eyeballs. Just like that. This is, I think, gonna work. Turn these back on. Oh my goodness, it didn't work because this needs to plug into the garbage mat. And now, yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Oops. Turn this one off. This one's stupid. There we go. Ta-da! VFX. Okay, I am done for today. Thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Peace!